Mr. Lavidi Escapa, ably represented by Dr. Nkechi Zuma. Thank you very much. We also like to welcome and appreciate Bossa Otupa. Recognize the Bossa of the Federal Polytechnic Ilaru, now the Federal University of Technology, who is represented by Mr. Michael Baje Ismail, STI. Thank you very much for being part of the event. Welcome to Federal University of Technology. I also like to welcome the chairman of ICANN, Alta and District, Institute of General Accountants of Nigeria, who also doubles as the Western Zonal Chairman of ICANN. That is the person of Alaji Daniel Akiode Sekin, SK. Thank you very much. I'd like to welcome the Deputy Bossa of Bells University and the person of Mr. Badmos Adeyinka, FCA, who is also the chairman of Bells Consult Limited. Thank you very much for being with us at the event of today. I'd also like to recognize myself, the chairman of ICANN, the Jaburia District, who is here, not being represented, and incidentally is the MC of today, Mr. Tony Jomosa, this is my FC. It's good to be here to be part of the event of today. Now, before I proceed with apologies for the brief transmission. To proceed in the events of today, I shall now be inviting the Bossa of Bells University of Technology to give us the welcome address of today's event. Please make welcome the Bossa of Bells University of Technology as he comes for his welcome address, Mr. Shino, Otumba Shino Omotayo Adepoju, FCA, as it is welcome address. The Vice Chancellor, the legislative representative at the Council of Education, the University Librarian, our guest lecturer, my young colleagues, our guests and friends. Let me welcome us sincerely to this occasion. Let me recognize my bossa, the bossa of the Federal University of Technology, Lab. That is my origin, that is where I'm going. I've been telling people that today's 7 months for me, so I need to. Let me wait the ground. When I get back, they will welcome me. Well, let me also say that for most of us that have access to our flyer, you'll be wondering in our flyer, you have a little photograph, and we are saying we have a female guest lecturer. I need to give the background. The background, both sides are so busy.
before getting the Lato, we had to contact so many bosses. In fact, there was then we had agreement with the boss of Elisa. He agreed, but all of a sudden, emergency proper, but he gave us adequate time. Who graciously agreed, but unfortunately, at the last minute, there was this meeting in Abuja last week, which he had to attend. And because of it, we had to change and postpone this program for today. So when he was in Abuja, he got another letter that they are going to the national meeting, evangelism, and all those statutory meetings which he has to attend. He couldn't tell me, so he had to source for the engagement himself. So because of no way to the brother of post technical university. You see, our challenge has been we are looking for somebody that has all the experience. It's been the brother of the federal institution, the brother of the private institution, and that is the state if possible. So that has been the constraint. So that it give us a very rich idea. Eventually, we have to set for this paper protector today. She's also been at OED. She's been to a private university, and she's currently with under federal university. It's a pioneer. She's doing a pioneering job at Abeokuta. How many of us are part of the Federal University of and Medical Sciences Abeokuta is one of the new federal universities, just like the Federal University of Technology. That's also a university. So she's a pioneer. She's a pioneer. The pioneer is starting with all the challenges. So she knows what it takes to be the boss. Yes, well, again, when we gave it, I did mention the fact that we are not a teaching department. Even the engineer that is having they will have back this place in their learning, their students, students. We have those that value what we are saying. These are the people that have come to attend. That's my address. Welcome address that because application of the Bursary annual lecture. Vice Chancellor, Mr. Officers, once again, distinguished guests, esteemed colleagues, and respected resource persons. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my great pleasure to warmly welcome you all to this year's Bursary annual lecture, an event that continues to enrich our financial situation, strengthen our institutional capacity, and expand our collective
Patrick. Thank you for being part of the event today. With us also is the head of internal audit of Bells University of Technology, Mrs. Esther Yetunde Ademoye, ACU. Thank you very much for we'd also like to welcome one of our deputy registrars in the person of Mr. Ademola Agiri. Thank you very much for being with us and joining the event of today. God bless you, sir. We'd like to say that we are so blessed to have loads of persons that are important within us and in our midst. Sometimes it's not just about the numbers or the huge crowd. It's about the quality of deliberation and the conversation that we have. And we are so happy that today we shall be having such qualitative conversation on a deadline today discussing the future of financing in our university. When I was mentioning earlier, I talked about the fact that guest lecturer is not here. It's being represented by erudite scholar, a very intelligent woman. Please, allow me to introduce the representative of our guest speaker, just so that we actually know. With us is the bursar of the Federal University of Medicine and Medical Sciences, Abeokuta. She is Mrs. Ulufunsho Omolola Adedokun, MBA, FCA, FCCA. Please give her AFP. Now, I have to be honest with you. I have to stop here. Between myself and you, the qualification of this superwoman is nothing less than 15. If I start counting now, I'm not going to be able to exhaust it. Please, permit me, ma'am, to stop here. We are so blessed to have you, and God bless you, ma'am. Thank you. Do you know why I have to do that? By the time I have the citation of our guest speaker, we'll be having the citation of the guest speaker we actually have on for our program, and you might not get the opportunity to actually know the person that we're actually bringing here. So whatever happens, we're actually in for a quality presentation today. Thank you very much, and welcome to the University of Technology. To proceed on the event of today, we shall be inviting the Chief Executive Officer of the University of Technology, the Vice Chancellor. Please make welcome the Vice Chancellor of the University of Technology, the person of Professor Jeremiah Oludele of Jeffrey, who shall be us his Google University and welcome. Please, we will give him a standing ovation, please, as we welcome the Vice Chancellor of the University of Technology.
I'm very shy person. I think I've learned I don't know my face. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, let me in the one way adopt the already well established protocol by the Bursary of Bursary University of Technology, Ota, and Mr. Shina Adekoli, FCA. Well, because I'm FCA also, whatever you want to interpret it to be, I'm also FCA. Thank you for coming for me. FCA. What do you call a friend of mine? That's whichever way it is FCA. Whether by exams or by election. So the city let me warmly welcome Kabiti. Thank you for being here. And every other person. So distinguished guests, esteemed colleagues, esteemed staff of Bursary and other allied departments, students who are here, who are on their way, friends of the Chartered Accountants, and friends of the University of Technology, Ota. I am deeply honored to welcome you all to this prestigious Bells lecture. Another lecture. This lecture today is titled Financing the Future. And I thought we called it to look at financing the future, traditional models with contemporary digital impact investment framework. We are gathered at the intersection of finance, technology, and social responsibility to reflect on how we can responsibly mobilize resources to empower our students, advance our own knowledge, and transform our communities. First and foremost, let me extend a warm welcome to our honored guest speaker, Mrs. Ulufunsho Omolola Adedokun of the Federal University of Medicine and Medical medical sciences. For now, FOMSA. Well, so these new things, you have to watch when you want to say FOMSA. Will be told what FOMSA is later. As well as our partners and friends from the public and private sectors who have joined us to share insights, experiences, and best practices. Your presence can amplify discourse on sustainable funding models that sustain higher education in an era of rapid technological change. Ladies and gentlemen, Bell's Master of Technology has long stood at the forefront of engineering, science, and entrepreneurship. Our mission is to produce graduates who are not only technically proficient, but also ethically grounded and globally oriented. Ladies and gentlemen, financing education and research must be viewed as a strategic enabler of our own mission, an investment that yields tangible outcomes in innovation, employability, and social impact. Therefore, as we navigate the complexities of funding in the 21st century, it is essential to acknowledge both the enduring value of traditional funding mechanisms, and the transformative potential of the digital era of instruments, traditional models of tuition, endowment, government support, scholarship, research grants. These have provided very stable environment for our academic environment to sustain our academic environments. Yet, as digital platforms expand, we now have access to the broader spectrum of impact-focused investment tools, from blended finance and social impact funds to angel investing via digital marketplaces, cryptocurrencies, enable philanthropy and data-driven philanthropy that align capital with measurable outcomes. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, 4 questions come to mind. 4 salient questions come to mind. 1. How can we strengthen traditional funding streams while embracing innovative digital tools to broaden access to quality education? 2. What investment frameworks will ensure social impact, financial sustainability, and academic autonomy? And I wish houses around here, academic autonomy, what we are studying for one group. Want to state here that that autonomy exists and is being fully practiced. 3. How can universities responsibly steward donors and investors to maximize equity?
Very close relationship with those respective schools to the point that even when those schools spend eventually they will go back. Whatever they do, their project, the insurance company will buy over the project, the prototype, and it will make it to fill the public or doing disease and living it. We must have a collaboration with industry. That's why we are university. So, in fact, we find seeking for grants. It doesn't stop now, not receiving time. They are doing debit, credit, cash payment, bookkeeping again. What you are able to do today, AI does routine job. AI cannot think. AI cannot take decisions. But AI can do routine job. Because you train AI to do things you do regularly. It's what you train AI to do, the AI can do. But the AI is not inside you. It's a woman to be able to know what decision the university wants to take. So it's only that the jobs of our accountants are transformed from the normal sitting down, bent over, writing, preparing these letters. No, we don't need to do that. AI can do that. But what we do today data that AI generates for us. And in universities like that, must be in automated invoicing, real-time alert to bursary staff, digital receipt, and dashboard. So this minimizes leakages, it improves student experience, ensures real-time financing reporting, reduces long-time reconciliation cycle. So we don't waste time, reconciling, taking a whole day to reconcile. It's not good. So what about data analysis for financial planning? Data analysis for financial planning. Imagine a bursary system. Let's pause and imagine a bursary system that can predict the number of students that are likely to result in paying their fees. Imagine such, a bursary. Really not wonderful. That before it happens, they can predict and then they can project. They can mitigate against it. Not only that, imagine a bursary that can forecast the next cash flow. What will happen? What will go up? Imagine a bursary that can expect system payment pattern and what of budget overruns timing on time. That as you are knowing, this is what will happen in the next few weeks. So that is kind of what that we need. So we must take care of our students well. It's part of what we have been saying all along. It didn't have
to be careful from experiences. A staff and paying cash. We are not the POS they are paying to is a wrong POS. That's one. Number two, one incident happened about 3 years ago. Some cookies, they designed a website from the Google. They designed another fake and they designed account using a digital account. We calmed it down because the bank that concerned, we invited them. And I demanded, okay, this account that was open, which legal instrument they use to open it? At least there must be CSC document to open such bank account. And the excuse was that there is a digital account, when you have a phone number, you can open that account. At the back end, the person now takes the account using institution name. That number three, the all these monthly accounts, I was at ICT one day, and I can't have been open with somebody's phone number. In fact, I have to tell them that every time, maybe they have been using my phone number to open an account. The incident occurred as a result of the fact that somebody paid maybe OP or PAMPLE into a phone number. He now called the number that, please, I paid to you. Can you transfer? The person said, I don't have account. I don't have OP account. That was the issue. And I said, is it possible? The next thing, if I just want. But you have the phone number and open account. I will do. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Thank you very much for the lecture. It's really exciting. Mine is a kind of contribution. I would like to see our tertiary institution like a model, kind of enclosed model. Which can be likened to a nation on its own. And what am I driving at is that the traditional model, the digitalization, and getting to where we want to be in the future, if we have a system whereby from the start, for example, a student that just got admission into the university, how would suggest that at the point of registration, or rather at the point of paying for the admission fee, the data that is that used to communicate to the student, to the institution that the candidate had been given admission into that institution, that same data should be kind of digitalized, and the student could be issued a card that once he's entering into that institution, the card is enough for him to do whatever he wants to do. He wants to make payments, he wants to pay this, he wants to pay that. Just bring your card. And if we are able to do that, the issue of I lost my money, I lost my file, I lost this and that, would be erased totally, not even reduced. It will be erased. That's one aspect of it. And we are looking at, looking for ways to make financing our activities within the institution. I would like to see a model whereby we could see our students within the university community as, for want of words, as guinea pigs. That we want to build a project, we want to build a building. We do not need to go outside to look for architectural. We do not need to go outside to look for the planner or what have you. We should be able to do the whole activity, schedule it, plan it, such that whenever we need any manpower, we can use our internally built students who, at the end of their career, they could have acquired the industrial skill expertise before they even finish their educational theories within their school system, so that when they come to the general society, what they have learned, they can practice and they can give more quality service to the society. Thank you. That's my contribution.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much for your presentation. I really appreciate that you mentioned one point, which when I was a student, because I graduated from the University of Technology, really best is good for best. So it's about the enterprise partnerships with institutions. Really, because when we look at the way the world works, the university is a system that they come to bring solutions, right, when there are problems. A good example is COVID-19. When we looked at how, the virus kept spreading and things were happening, we had top researchers from the western part of the world come together. They brought different types of solutions. That's a typical example. So when we look at how this can, continue as a model for different universities, it's very important that we have, cubicles, systems like this in place, because that culture has to be sustained. You don't just come to school, study 4 years, 5 years, and when you're done, you graduate, then now start to think about what to do. We can have something like that within university, and I had to confirm for my senior coach to know whether we have something like that in university presently, and I learned that we do not. I want to encourage us to start something like that, because it's very important. I really appreciate the work of the Vice Chancellor in encouraging innovation, localization, and the likes. I really want us to have that implemented. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much for being here. Thank you.
Thank you for that introduction. Mine is this. I know that the country is going cashless now. And one of the good technology, we have Bitcoin. This cashless transfer, I don't know why the federal government have not allowed Bitcoin trade in Nigeria. I don't know, maybe they are still waiting for authentication or anything. So I want to know why Bitcoin has not been introduced in Nigeria. You and I know is one of the safest and easiest that avoid third party. So that is my question. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Before I give the microphone to the bossa for his comment on the question, I actually missed the representative of the bossa of the Federal University of Technology, Ilaro, who wanted to make a comment. Thank you.
Thank you, good afternoon. I want to appreciate the guest speaker, my boss. My question before my contribution. You are saying something about the public request on the portal of the school for alumni. Please drop something. I want you to expatiate more on it so that maybe we can start from there too. Then with technology, I want to say that the operation now is sustainability accounting. And I want all of us to know that the trend now is how do you save costs. Even if you are bringing in more revenue, you have to save that cost too. That's why sustainability accounting is very, very important. When you made a comment on AI, and I want to challenge you that if care is not taken, AI can do many things that accountants have to look into, especially when it's come to taking decisions. AI will write your decision for you. Okay, equality of 2 to 1, okay, ratio. I want a decision. AI will bring it up. Please, I want to challenge you on that. Because AI, like the professor was discussing with me when we are doing a course, and I told him that once we were about research, there's no need to about research. That AI will do it. It's only that the professor will know that this is AI-driven research. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you very much for our presenter. We really enjoyed the talk. I will ask you from before asking a question. So somebody was talking about the banks, POS, and all those things. All those things are emerging technologies. They have their challenges. But as much as they have their challenges, as the challenges come, we find solutions to those challenges. For example, the POS, yes, it is in an environment like this, your store there, there are girls in the tech plants that came up with their own POS. So the manager, because he's so angry, he text, at least POS will show the name of the account. So it's just a matter of doing the random check, regularly checking, and be sure that the POS they are using is my company's POS. For example, there is this like the sales are something about they don't send cash, it is POS. And there can have been several folks that need to be detected. So that's that. Now my question is on grants. You may mention that ABBA has a very huge amount in their grant accounts. I don't know that, but now I'm doing some looking for some people which I saw that ABBA and training, most of them are being run by grants. We talked about autonomy, most of those applications are not autonomy in Nigeria. In NABA,
get more skills. I think this is better. Thank you.
Oh, okay. And what this is the police officers, ladies and gentlemen, thank you once again, and thank you for the reactions from the audience. And without any doubt, it encouraged me because it only tells me that we listened to my mother. So that's how we react. Because the teacher, after teaching, he asked questions, and there are no questions in the class. That teacher should not come back and say, the students understand it very well. We mean that the students didn't hear anything. We want to understand that you have questions from. So thank you for the contribution and the questions. Well, the person has answered the issue of POS. You see, there is no good thing that will not have experience. There are always two points to everything in life. We will not say because there are dangers or there are risks, we will not take action. And there's no perfect system or whatever. POS is still the best. It's still better than collecting cash from people. Very good. And one thing you should know that more technology, as there are problems, that's the beauty in technology. I love technology so much because it's never static. It is dynamic. As things, as issues are evolving or really not, you see people sitting down, solving that problem, plugging those villages. For instance, in Atlanta, when there is never like I talked about control, if there is enough control, you will easily know that something is not somewhere. For instance, if you are very close to trends, you know trends of how payments are coming in. First week, second week, the trends have gone down. Both comes in, you compare it to the other week, trend analysis now, it will give you a red flag that there is something going on somewhere. And not only that, like the moderator said, I have to rush the slide at the point, I try to do a smart smart script so that I don't take much time, but maybe not be able to stick to it and move through. So otherwise, I will have talked about internal audit. The internal audit is for control. It's a management department, and control is domain. If you have solid and strong internal audit, whatever is going on, they will be able to read it at the board. We are human beings. Human beings, in fact, people say the most difficult, the most difficult elements of personality or whatever to control is man. There's no amount. Imagine people sit down and write software, isn't it? Write programs. But some other people sit down, what do they do? What do they write? They write viruses. There are people who specialize in writing viruses. So, as you see, as a standard, there are professional hackers. And even those who write antivirus, you know why they can write antivirus? It's because they can write virus. They can write programs that can hack into your system. And they train in being hackers. You know that I read a lot. So just yesterday, in one of my online novels that I'm reading, I read a chapter where the character there is saying that he had to behave like a bad man to be able to catch the bad man. That's the suffering. He suspected that something is going on here. You know what he did? He had to really himself pretended to be one of them. He entered into them because ordinarily the system was so perfected that you will not be able to catch it. If you are coming as a watchdog or somebody to catch you, catch it. But he pretended to be one of them, and they were able to bring him in, and he was able to catch them and that is it. So POS, if I'm automation general, let me just make it laugh a bit. Some few years back, before Reddit became so popular, like I told you, I like technology, not because I'm a lazy woman, because I don't mind it. I love technology because all the matter, technology will solve the problem for you. So I put the idea of in my department that any automating was key. Technology, support,
our portal, they now saw the names of both the current, the serving officer there, and the one that I met, and some security. So they now say, this is what Mr. Dino was doing then. If we had bought into it, we would have been one of the leading universities. What the problem with it? I just look at them and smile. What are we saying? They said, it will, money will be lost. But when the government was there, everybody not going to it, and we learned a lesson in a hard way. So there are no prophecies. So there will always be challenges. And in fact, somebody said, you know why God allows us to have problems? That you don't have problems, we won't come up with God. We won't pray. We won't see the face of God. So God, life is problem solving phenomenon. So when we are doing it and problems are arising, we'll be solving it. Firewalls and all the rest will be blocking all those ones. So that is about POS. Closure of accounts, that one is normal. You know what I mean? Normal. When you are constantly going from side to side, be careful. Look out for red flags. You cannot even be sure that you are on the right side unless you know the signal. For instance, what's it called? Many of us don't know the difference between HTTP and HTTPS. We don't know the meaning of the padlock we see on the URL. Many of us don't know. And not only that, some of us, we use ambiguity of that. Don't mind me, because I'm getting older now. So I need to tamper it. But it's very dangerous. You are using the same password on different platforms. Not only that, you are using a password that can easily be guessed. Using your first name or your phone number or things that people can relate to. You are using it, it's normal. Or you are using the same password for a long time. Even if you are setting a password, your password, use it in your dialect. For instance, if I tell you my password is Iran, does it make sense to you? Can you ever guess that? Iran. But that's my password. But you don't know where I use it. So I get what I'm saying. We must be security conscious. Security is not only the physical security, our cyber environment security is even more. Your data are everywhere. Everywhere. So be on the lookout. When you get to the website, look out for red flags. So very important. So open an account with someone else's account. You see, all these GoPay, GoPay, GPay, MoneyPay, PalmPay, DisPay. Remember there was a time when there was an investment on every force of investment. Can we remember? That's not the one that I did to go there. You remember now? Can you remember that? Not to pull head up, actually, this is the right time. In those days, talk of finance houses, everywhere, everything can pay me. And people rush into it. What happened at the end of the day? Many people lost their money. So be wary of all this GoPay. And a digital cancer. I pride myself in saying a digital cancer. But do it with caution. Even if you are going to use GoPay, put little money. And then make sure you do second, third authentication in all your accounts, in your email. Don't let your email be so that anybody can log in without you being notified. Make sure that nobody can access your phone number without you being notified. There are lots of things that you can put into that. So the restriction using it to generate marker. Beautiful. Jump has made it easy for us. You don't need to ask data, information from school. The information is downloaded directly from that portal. Yes or no? So, and everything you are going to do it, use it for anything. It is there and it is safe. So, it's a good idea, smart that. And if you open to example, if the students have not paid for the fees supposed to pay, it's not supposed to have access to the exam for instance. So, you reduce the headache. Using the students in the house, beautiful. That we can use, there's what we call soft skills. You know, the degree you come from university is called hard skills. This is the era that apart from your hard skills, you must go home to your soft skills. And there are universities that if you know what the students are doing, you will be impressed. I can't remember which university I went to officially. And they were telling me, oh, yeah, it's very, very recent though, not long. They were this is the Christian university. I went to their photo studio. And they were telling me, this is not photo studio, they are radio, FM radio. They were telling me, these two beautiful stools. They said this stool, this one, I deliberately let go to do sashimi. So that my own, with the will of my own business, where I do my own business, will be different from other Yadoya. That is her. And she's making money. So let's try to live over there. People don't say this is certificate. Nigeria, we are too certificate crazy. And that's where people go to anything to steal, to forge, to buy certificate. Let's have a change orientation. Not only that, university industry collaborations. Please, sir, it's high time we started that. We do a lot to make the university prototype. But the prototypes are not transformed into industrial. That's the missing link. That's now something has to be done if you self-sustaining. Not only that, blockchain, Bitcoin. Well, Nigeria is waking up. And yes, there was a time, maybe 2017, they banned anything that has to do with cryptocurrency. But now, there's a regulatory body. Is it, let me try to remember, I think, not even central bank alone, there is Investment and Security Act, now gives regulation to the management of cryptocurrencies now. So we are imagining and growing. I remember some few years ago, Nigeria launched in Naira. So it's not very popular. So we are evolving. Little by little, we are in. Let me tell you something. Either we like it or not, we cannot afford to sit back. When we sit back, the world moves on. You may have your, because oftentimes when you hear people doing Bitcoin, trading Bitcoin, you think about all these, what do you call them? These fake ones. I can't know what we call them now. Fake ones that scammers, yes. We talk about, but it's not everything that is scammers. In fact, if there's no smoke, if there's no fire, there won't be smoke. The one that is fake, there is definitely genuine. So we only need to go for the genuine and be very, very careful. And not mind giving. You see, the problem we normally have. We normally leave the participation of our alumni to big programs. We spend millions to generate millions. We call them we will leave our local area and go to VI or go to one big, maybe a plan or go hotel or whatever. We will call them together and launch this big thing. Okay, we are launching 200 million and the rest. And then, maybe one or two of them will respond on the rest. We don't need to wait for that. If you go to if you are watching CNN or the rest, you see there is some of their ads. You see what some people coming and saying, they will talk about East Africa, they will talk about Afghanistan. Now they are talking about where do we have Hamas now? This Hamas, Israel, whatever. God bless you. That's that. Now that has come up. They will tell you what is happening there. How people are suffering. The humanitarian challenges. And they say your $2 will go a long way. You understand? Your $50 will go a long way. And then they will give you the list of donating. You can have that on your website. Like this of all that are proud to get products. Even if I go, but I say something. The response you get, if you want to have good, strong, committed, and non-engagement, you must start right on campus. If your students don't have good student life, you cannot have a successful alumni family. Let's start from here. Let's change our orientation. Let's make them feel happy. Let's go out of our way to help them when they are in need. I, for one, let me put my own aside. But somebody, if you have good, I can use a good example. The center where I studied for ICANN, I can't forget that center. Whatever I am today, I'll still owe it to that center. The dedication, the commitment, the passion with which you will know. Many of us will know Ayuba. How many of us know Ayuba? You should know Ayuba now. I know some of us are Ayuba holders. No, Ibadan. So I'm not advertising for him, please. But I'm saying the experience I had, I didn't just pass through you. And all my, by the grace of God, I raised, young people to become a counselor. And I said, home, there's money. Okay, this is what I wanted to do. At times, somebody wants to institute prices and awards, and then that will come. They will say, oh, listen, I have this money, I want to endow the university, or I want to institute a prize. In some of our universities, our education, where I am now, I am not in so we can't do that. Because we are new generation university. They will not say, the district can call you, somebody wants to institute, will not be looking for, which coach are we going to charge this money to? There will be a lot of bottlenecks. A lot of bottlenecks. And money is going. Money is going. Instead of to collect that money, jump it somewhere. And then do the proper documentation. Do you understand what I'm saying? Now that I'm listening, thank you, sir. I'm happy. You listen? Clap for bells. Clap for bells. Clap for bells. That's it. I will shout, what are you doing? This is money. Just collect the money from. Put it somewhere. Give me this receipt. Your internal problem. Solve it later. That's what I should do. So that is that. So I think I'm ready to. Okay. So there are lots we can do. A lot that we can do. My phone is not operating. Okay, I talked about the IT and challenging. I think I spoke much about IT and challenging. Then random, let's do random. Then answer what I told you. When you are, let me talk to our researchers. Let me ask them there. I think we have to do this here. They are very interesting. All right, sir, Aman. You see, when we say we are giving grants, the grants is not given to an individual. That grant is actually given to the university. It is the goodwill of the university. If you, let's say, for example, you reach out to a donor, you don't use the name of your university. Say, you see, if I put this thing, if I write the name of your university, the money will not come out in time. With the donors, they attend to you. In fact, some will insist that the email address you use must be institutional. That don't use Yahoo, don't use Gmail, don't be so. Why are they doing that? It's because it is the university that they know. And also, when they are sending the money, do they send it to your personal account? Where do they send it? The university. So, the money essential, you know what we're told in our middle of the same. We were told we went for one of these training, I think Techmont or Ministry of Education training. We were down to that. Listen. If somebody wants to donate money for you, if somebody donates a facility, that's good, do the documentation. But the moment somebody donates money into your account as an entry, the money is no longer your money. It is government money. It's like that. It is university money. Some of us will do personalize this thing. That even the university wants to charge admin charge for all the materials, and we will say no, you shouldn't give it. No. When we are writing our proposals, when we are writing our projects, let's always put the interest of the university at heart. So that with that, you will enjoy your university too, will not be like, what does it? What do you gain? When you are rich, you are nearly in millions, and your university is packed of money, of funds. No. Although as you as grantor, it must be seen in you. Something must be encouraged, but then the university should not be cut out of it. So, he said, I commend the highly educated lecturer in adopting automated university system, avoiding fragmented software. Do you support the use of platform through partnership with tech company, with payment or subscriptions? Well, I want to know where you stand in this your question. For me, I believe in, if where possible, indigenous, let me first say, homegrown applications, where it is possible. Homegrown applications. Then, if you are not going to have, you know what I mean by homegrown? Homegrown, that is, you develop it yourself. But you know that easy because you need a lot. Even if that will not happen, do indigenous automation, not off the shelf. You are as a university Sage, number one, you are not related with the builders of Sage. You are only dealing with third parties. There are things in those applications, you know, Bursary, Sage, or what have you, SAP. There are things you can never change there, unless you know the builder, the developer. But if you are using indigenous, you know, application, you can bend it this way, you can bend it that way, and then you can grow with your university. So that's what I can say as far as that is. Can you give duty on the security expected of the automated activities in terms of fraudulent habits? I think I mentioned, you know, one or two. Often change your password. If you are using an automated environment, you don't joke with your password. It's not that you are so careless, you log into your app and you go away. Somebody randomly comes in and uses that to process anything. Mind you, it will appear in your name. Mafidore, your password, then when you notice that your password is compromised, please change it immediately. They are talking about two-factor authentication. When somebody, if anybody wants to log into my email, my phone will notify me. If I don't give the approval, it doesn't do. Especially WhatsApp. Some people will snatch WhatsApp away from us. How? Because we don't put enough control and security. It should be impossible for anybody to use your number to snatch your your WhatsApp account from you. And at times, some of us are so lackadaisical, or we have phobia for technology. Somebody, you saw a message, a random message coming in, sending a code to you. I'm really sure that somebody is calling you, and you see a code, send it to me, and now send that code to that person. Good was that? Yes, somebody of us has gone through the things of that. Or somebody is calling you, and then let's be careful. Or then, no doubt about it. The economy is not smiling, but the more, you know, as you are struggling to make ends meet, and you are doing a like about, some people, they are not doing the kind of a like they are doing. Do you know what they are doing? They are working day and night to sell to build you up of the little you have. They are tech savvy. All this, more than what I'm saying, they know it all, but they won't use it positively. They use it negatively. They will sit down and now to break into your own security and privacy. And because many of us, we are careless, we don't read, we don't address ourselves to the trend of the time, to even know basic things. They ask us questions. At times, we still support us. Instead of what to read and to cancel, some will say yes, when they are not supposed to say. Some of us, when I call you today, the music, the ringing tone, and the colors too, that will ring you. If you are not your colors too, you want to throw that phone away. Yes or no? You are not asking me. If I call your number, the day that will be ringing, you will know that this person cannot go for this kind of colors too. And you know where we got it from? We saw a pop-up. We said yes, when we're not supposed to say yes. We subscribe for what we're not supposed to subscribe for. So not only that, antivirus. A university like this should subscribe for good antivirus. License antivirus. Initially in time, download license antivirus. Not exactly, not prices. And no, that will be renewed on an annual basis. That will have how many users that will be connected to it. Not only that, let's discourage, especially, let there be control to the systems we are using in the university, our official system. Let there be control. What we can do there is not playing African machine game, going around, going to, downloading any website, anything on the level of control. And there will be periodic, that's ICT, periodic auditing of the system, of our tools, so that we don't expose the data of the university. Not only that, the software, even the software that we are using, the office software there, let's make sure we buy licensed ones. It's very, very important. It's not enough firewall, install firewalls and the rest like that. So I think there's another one there. I hope we are able to see. In integrating the traditional modules with the contemporary modules, how do you the trust of individuals? I didn't see this. How do you take the trust of individuals? Because people say that, for instance, they do not trust the integrity of digital banks like OPay, blah, blah, blah. Also, considering that the traditional modules ensures meeting physically, and you can have someone to hold responsible for a transaction. If I really understand this question, you see, either we have it or not, we have to assess it. That if it's not at the point, time will pass you by. You only need to be putting all this control that I talk so much about. There is no system that is perfect. It's only when we get to heaven that we see a perfect system. As like imbibing technology, we should also not wait. We should also not rest in our power. In also increasing the security, the privacy, and all that will make it secure for us. Thank you, and God bless.
Thank you very much, Mike. It will appear that even the comment and the question session are taken to a major part of our time because there's so much to be said. The program of today is successfully coming to the home stretch. But just before that, we have one of our guests in our midst that would like to speak to us. They are from Stamping IPTC. I would like to invite the representative of Stamping IPTC, that's Mr. Olusegun Oladejo, to speak to us very quickly. We will not have more than 5 minutes to speak with us, or even less, about what we are because we need to manage our time appropriately. Thank you very much, Mr. Oladejo.
Good afternoon, everyone. As Michael mentioned, my name is Olusegun Oladejo. Standing on the here. Thanks for extending this invite to us, and we are happy to be here. And to our guest speakers, thank you so much. I belong to the two worlds. I was just discussing with our Vice Chancellor earlier this morning that I'm one of his proteges, so I'm like the second generation of visitors. I've worked and I've learned under some of the people he taught, most of whom are back home, who goes to the higher esteem. At the same time, I find myself in the finance industry and everything. So we appreciate what we're doing here. And the Bursary as well, thank you for extending this to us and this wonderful lecture. We are enjoying it actually. My colleagues who came in later also said that, wow, I missed some parts. He came in really because of the answer, but he is able to gain as well. So we are here, from the questions being asked, or from one of the questions, and it's one of the things we've been doing for a private university was also very funny when our guest speaker was speaking. When someone spoke about the automation, cars and everything, we have that module which we are doing and we are entering into, I think we have two other institutions in the pipeline where students' ID cards serve as their payment portal and we have the portal as well that everything is within an ecosystem from end to end. So even going to the extent of staff ID cards as well, in the payments module as well. So we have that capability. And beyond that, that's just for students and the ecosystem as well. We also have a bouquet after from the banking, we have the pension, subsidiary, we have insurance, and a whole lot. But for every individual, whether the school as a whole, whether departments or faculties or units, we are developing for each one. For the staff, for the students, for the academic staff, for the non-academic staff, we have everybody everyone is unique. That's how we have our product offerings as well. So it's not a one-size-fits-all thing. And when I interacted with a few people before we started this lecture this morning, I know that a few people said that yes, the bank with us, but the question is, do you know what you can enjoy by banking with us? Do you know that even your 5,000 naira, while you are speaking or we are in a lecture hall, can still work for you to gain something? Our guest speakers done justice to that. Even for the Bursary, managing liquidity and all the rights. There are ways that you have these students have paid money ahead of time. There are things you can put it into that will use, no matter how little, probably will come to you also inside. So that this one you're saying that 7 months, we can actually bridge that gap for you. When we're talking of bridging now, I have my colleagues in the commercial banking as well. I'm in the personal banking, banking, so I think banking is organization. So once I know what I hear. So once they do that, it's something we can think of. So once they do that, and we have our public sector as well, we also listen to this. So it's just to bridge this gap and providing a platform where you can actually achieve your dreams, whether as individuals or as an organization. Time will not permit me to go into details, but we are here, our contact details will be dropped. I love that we can have this opportunity to address the matter. I know that there's another invitation next week, but some of us might not be around for that. I cover this region, Southwest region, as the regional manager, and my colleagues who are residents here in Southwest overseers are also here. Olusegun was first organizing Kadeko of the Adewale Deputy and Janet from the pension. So if you have any questions, we might sit back for like 2-3 minutes to talk about the appointment, or anybody who has anything but would like to come back, we'll relate to the boss how they can get our contact. Our value proposition can be shared by email, and we have a one-page that we can share by WhatsApp as well, where you can, if you have any questions, once it's time to QR or you check on the link, there are a lot of list of vacancies there. When you still need a human, someone to speak with, we are ready available. Thank you for this opportunity. Once again, my name is Mr. Bolarayo, and it's good to be here with our grandfather in engineering, Professor J. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Olusegun, for keeping the time. It wasn't flesh and blood that I repeat to you that I was coming close to you to tell you that in 5 minutes it's about to be about there. They must be a very good, appears to be an engineer too, because it was a vice chancellor. Now, without much time wasting, we shall proceed immediately to the presentation of gifts to our guest speaker for the well-taken and well-delivered lecture of today. To do this, I shall invite the registrar of Bells University of Technology, who is simply represented here today by Dr. Sullivan. So please take over.
Thank you so very much. My assignment here is to coordinate the presentation of gifts. On that note, may I respectfully invite the Vice Chancellor to present the gifts on behalf of the university and the Bursary Department.
Distinguished gentlemen, representing of every one of us, commend the guest lecturer. You for actually on top of the game for a well put together paper, well presented, and well spoken to. You are really you obviously deserve an award for this award-winning presentation. So on behalf of Bells University of Technology, Bursary Department, Young October, and its crew, I present this award of excellence presented to Olato Kennedy Olusegun illustrated by Mrs. Atiku, for your contribution and excellent performance towards the progress and development of Bursary Department. Thank you so much, God bless. On behalf of the entire management of James University of Technology, we present this souvenir of ours to you. And in this souvenir, there are two places I think we should go to. Maybe we need to get 20 copies for the First thing at 20. The students so one for our past time. So that you know the studio of bells. Where we're going for this 20th year. That has kept up to ourselves the 20th year of the sheet and the love of the Two, there is a calendar of next year. That means that those days we all take next year. And it's year 2026. The boss are repeating out. This is repeating out. So what the thank you. These are our last and bonding lecture. Thank you for making it so memorable for us. Thank you so much. God bless you.
Thank you very much, sir. And we also like to thank everyone that has been part of this event. As we round up, I shall be inviting the Bursar of the University of Technology for his closing remark for the event today. May I respectfully invite Otumba Shino Monsai of the FCA for his closing remark as we round up the program today.
Distinguished colleagues, members, students, and guests, it's been a good day. Well, I'm not surprised. In most events in Nigeria, there is this thing that we have when we have an event, most Nigerians are lastminute.com. The same way, most attendees of this program are lastminute.com. When we came, it was just very scarce. Now, we have an appreciable number, but there is still not good enough that this is better than so we appreciate everybody. This is going to be our last event at Bursary University. And thank God for this. Thank God for an factual lecture. So, and in case of this, invite us next year or to be your guest. So, thank you all for coming. Yeah,
Our boss has said so much, but you can imagine the weight of what they have said. Whilst I don't want to believe that it's a black valedictory speech, but it might be a pointer to the fact that the good thing that at the beginning is coming to an end. So it's also the good thing, the event we are having. This good event is also coming to an end. I'd like to thank everybody that has made this event a success. But it is not my assignment to thank those that have made this event a success. It is the responsibility of the Deputy Bursar of the University of Technology, in the presence of Mr. Adeyinka Badmus, FCA, who shall be the chance. I will also invite Mr. Adeyinka to stand by for the closing prayer.
First and foremost, we give God Almighty the first time. We thank God Almighty for giving us this
I'd also like to thank our Deputy Bursary. Thank you, sir. I'd like to pass some few information and announcement. Shortly after now, we shall be heading for our photograph session. The photograph session is going to be directed by Mrs. Ukaki and Mr. Denio Adewala. We shall be having a photograph session after now, just behind the International Conference Center. And also for all invited guests, as well as deans, directors, and heads of departments, we encourage you after the photograph to please come to the office of the University Bursary so that the little token we have can be presented to you right there. Before we have the closing prayer,